Hello. Show started. Eddy does Internet of Capitalism. Menus. Hour in. This is hour in. Time moment for a short break. 2.5 hours, almost 2:20. Short break with the Commodore 64 chiptunes from High Voltage SID collection. You're welcome. The one thing what is challenging with videos, learning through the videos, how to adjust the size while also the window for the tool that I'm learning about, how to set them side by side, and this, so I'm explaining what I'm doing actually. What's the presentation here? So it's a 1080p zoomed in with Windows magnifier, and I have a text here, the manual for the application, and the application is here, and it is super efficient as far as I see how to follow the actually steps and descriptions in the manual for Blender, and actually see right away how it works. What is the section? We are in the menus, mouse left bar, mouse selection, menus. Blender uses a variety of different menus for accessing options and operators. Shortcuts. So I'm looking to grasp this section, the menus, numerical selection, shortcuts. If a menu is too large to fit the screen, okay, that's like the usual stuff. Shortcuts: use wheel while hovering with mouse. Oh, that's the available shortcuts in the menu. Pop-up menus. List operators. So we know now that operators are usually some buttons that execute a command like a file. Specifically in this area, like if this is a button, that would be an operator. Okay. All pop-up menus can be searched by pressing sidebar. Spacebar. Menu search feature exists in all pop-up menus, especially for the large ones. Cool. So I guess, for example, if I bring in here this thing and I press spacebar, right? Is that the fact? No, that's not the object mode, spacebar. So what does it say? Okay, so do I, let's say, can I give that a shot for all pop-up menus? So this is a pop-up menu, and if I hold search and type, no, that was some shortcut. So that was not a good example. Okay, if I press spacebar and press, let's say, T, active tool, what is this? Editor type, texture node. So I intentionally pressed the spacebar keys as a shortcut to jump here. But if I just press, let's say S, which is underlined, it would bring me to shader editor. Is that the fact? Is this the shader editor? Current editor type for this area, shader editor. Okay, so I'll just go back to, let's say I hit Shift F5. We are in the view mode again. Is this still section for shortcuts or menus? Pop-up menus, collapsing menus, selecting menus, pop over. Where? The Blender has a lot of specific methods to operate the user interface on a deeper level, while on the surface works like any other applications, also with these pop-up menus, context menus and so on. Context menu are pop-ups. Context menu are pop-ups that can be opened with right mouse button in most editor. It is also possible to use the menu key on keyboard. That's on the next to the right control on keyboard. When invoked in an editor, the menu contains a list of operators sensitive to the editor's mode. Okay. Single. Apply the change to a single value or a set. All. Good. Assign shortcut. Special menus. I guess I'll close the stream around the section where I get at 3 hours in the stream. Or this part. Then I'll have... I'm not sure will I be back in the stream with something else or continue with this. I think it would be good to continue with Godot engine to keep that what I learned so far, to keep fresh. Maybe try challenge myself with some tutorial that is a bit challenging. Special menus. The special pop-up menu is similar to context menu, but is opened using a button consisting of so special menus consisting of a down arrow on a dark background. Special pie menus. Okay. Fastest way to operate. Eyedropper. So these are the tools. Can I check where am I in the section now? How much, where are we? Eyedroppers, decorators. So eyedropper I'm familiar with. So you see, I'm also now using for the presentation to change zoom level and go resize and restore the application window with window shortcuts. It's very window shortcuts. Mouse is bad, keyboard good. Mouse good, keyboard better. Eyedropper, decorators. So let's see the decorators, what they mean. Well, I guess this section I can go faster, just so to get the terminology. What are the references? What does it mean? And what the decorator means? Decorators are small buttons that appear on the right of other buttons and show the state of the property. Decorators may appear next to number fields, menu and checkboxes to indicate the property. To indicate the property can be animated. Decorators indicate in different property states. So, okay. So it means it can be keyframe. Clicking on the decorator dot icon will add a keyframe to the property. That's good. Clicking the rhombus icon. Okay, clicking the decorator dot. Okay, so this dot here shows that I can keyframe it. And rhomboid. Clicking the rhombus icon again will remove the keyframe. So this is not keyframed. The dot, while this refers to a keyframe. And what is the snake arrow? Okay. Clicking non-solid rhombus icon will create a solid rhombus icon indicates there is a keyframe, while non-solid rhombus icon indicates that that property has a keyframe on another frame. Okay. So when it is solid, it means I'm in that frame on the timeline of animation where that keyframe is set. If I change the frame, that rhombus will be drawn but empty, like a flat just outline. So if I would, let's say, select on here, now I'm using my learned skills, let's say. So if I go here for this cube, for our cube here on the sidebar panel, I might hit a key on a keyboard, just an I button for keyframing. And can I add on a rotation, insert keyframe, insert single keyframe, and that is a lock. I don't need to lock, but so I have a keyframe. Can I now on a rotation, let's say, go over the timeline, and so I've keyframed, I guess, this property, lock. But if I remove, can I remove this? Clear keyframes. Okay, now if I go through the timeline, also what I want to give it a try to keyframe this property rotation. So if I press I and now go here, 1 second in, if it's 60 seconds, press keyframe again, and I try do this. Does this mean that this is animated now? No. So how would I add a keyframe to a property? Maybe not here on transformation. But like these rhomboids here show over here. This one. Can I change that? Can I drag the keyframe to the end and see if I can change something? Okay, so I know that the properties should be changed and set inside of a keyframe. And if I go here on this, in this moment, well, I'm now trying to, I'm guessing actually how to animate, let's say, rotation property using keyframes. But it's not the way it works. Can I go outside, change rotation, and let's see if it gets to the point where the keyframe is. Will it flip? No. Okay, right click, keyframe, delete keyframe, and right click on this keyframe, delete keyframe. Delete keyframe, so no keyframes. Jump to start, but that's the part of that animating. If a property is being driven by another, the decorator shows the driver icon. I think that could be this icon, the snake, like a direction driver. State colors, data block menu. What's that? Lets you select a data block such as a material in order to link it to something else such as an object. Type shows an icon indicating the data block type. Data block menu. Shows an icon indicating the data block type. There could be data block can be type. Shows an icon. A list of data blocks available in the current blend file. Let's say I'm in materials like here, and where would I find some datas here? Settings, thickness. Where is the example? Such as material, shows an icon indicating the data block type. Dragging lets you apply the data block to something else. A list of data blocks available in the current blend file, or link to select item from. The menu may show a preview besides the item and a search field to search. Okay. Material. No. Is this a custom material? Object data. So I guess this is a list of data here. This could be, I'm guessing, the concept of that list, data list. So material is data list. Name, user count, displays the number of users of the data. If there's more than one user clicking, it will create a single user copy. As an example, if 3 separate objects reference the same material's user count would be 3. Okay, so the user means where that data is applied inside the scene, how many objects are using it. Fake user, shield icon. If a data block has no real users, it will normally be cleaned up, deleted when saving the blend file. To prevent this, you can give it a fake user. That way it's guaranteed to survive. Data blocks with a fake user have an F prefix in the drop-down list. The outliner can show an overview of all data blocks without real users in the blend file. Simply change its display mode to orphan data. New add files icon. creates a new data block or duplicates the current one and selects it. Open file, opens the file in file browser, unpack file, unpack the file packed into the current blend file to an external one, unlink data block, clears the link, okay, preview. Some data block menus have large preview images. A data ID field similar to data block menu, but is only for selecting and not for other features like creating new. Okay. Type specifies the accepted data block type. Text field functions as a search field by matching elements. Eyedropper remove sub ID. Related types of IDs may become available to select a property or child object depending on the object type. Vertex group. If the selected object in the target field is a mesh or a lattice, an additional field is displayed where a vertex group can be selected. Vertex group, okay. Bone. If the selected object in the target field name is armature, an additional field is displayed where a bone can be selected. Oh, cool. Head tail. Once a bone is selected, a numeric field becomes available for specifying a point on the bone. A value of 0 corresponds to the bone's head, while a value of 1 corresponds to its tail. Any values between these will result in a linear interpolation. Use a B-bone shape. If the bone is a bendy bone, clicking on this button will make the point follow the curvature of the... These are some more advanced in modeling. Topics, list view. This control is useful for managing lists. Select, rename, resize, filter, invert, add, remove specials. A specials menu with operators to edit list entries. Color picker. I think we've been through color picker in some way or form. Types. The default color picker type can be selected in preferences. See interface. The color picker is a pop-up that lets you define a color value. Holding Control while dragging snaps the hue to make it quick to select primary colors. Let me see if I hold Control in the materials where I change the... go back to cube, material, left shift, preview, cube, is it surface or settings? Where were the colors? Preview, no. Where did I change the color? I'm pretty sure that I've changed in the material. And surface, okay, so surface here. So if I click base color, hold Control, it snaps to, where is it snapping to? Primary colors. Let me double check. Holding Control while dragging snaps the hue to make it quick to select primary colors. So if I'm in the colors and drag, I go I'm free to go through all the variants. If I hold control, it has a it jumps around, so it's not exactly following my mouse. It snaps to the primary colors. So now we can see the like a larger steps between colors, clearly separating each step. But if I release my left control button and I slide, I just slide through all color shades. Okay, that's good to know. One needs to control the palette. This is a good shortcut to do it. Color field, and I started just scrolling quickly to this, but this is actually, these are all super important bits. Color field, let's pick the first and second color component. Color field. Color slider. Color model. RGB, HSV, HSL, hexadecimal. In Blender, the RGB, HSV, HSL values are in scene linear color space and are therefore not gamma corrected. On the contrary, hex are automatically gamma corrected for the sRGB color space. For more information, see color management. Color values. Blender uses values from 0 to 1 to express colors. RGB and SHV. Hexadecimal values correspond to RRGGBB, shorthand for colors. For hex, colors are also supported, like named dark yellow and white, and names for colors. For operations that are capable of using alpha channel, another slider A is added for, I guess, transparencies. Eyedropper pipette samples a color from inside the Blender window. Okay. Shortcuts types. The default color picker type can be selected, so color types. Color ramp. Color ramps specify a color gradient based on color stops. Each stop has a position and a color. The gradient is then calculated as the interpolation between stops using the chosen interpolation method. I got that. Controls adds a new stop. I know that. I know what they mean. This would be, I think, for example, these are the points for, let's say, blends, and here would be one stop. I'm thinking that would be I'd like to go through all this really in detail, but I'm also hoping that I might just be jumping over some of these. Color palettes are a way of storing brush color so that it can be used at later time. Okay, palette, or sometimes called swatches. Curve widget, okay, control points, the curves. Controls, zoom in, zoom out. Above the curve graph is a row of controls. Zoom in, zoom out. Special menu with operators to edit control points or set properties. But let's see what they say. Curve widgets allows to intuitively map a range of input values to a set of output values by adjusting curve. Control points, like all curves in Blender, the curve of the curve widget is controlled using control points. Okay. Extended options controls how the curve is extended before the first control point. So either are angles or curves. Reset curve clipping option dot icon. Handle type controls how the control points affect the curve shape. It determines the interpolation of the curve segment at the selected control point. Vector handle. Create straight line. Auto handle. Automatic handles that create smooth curves. Auto clamped. Automatic handles that create smooth curves while also preventing overshot. Auto handles, auto clamped. Okay, so we have here smooth and auto handle, and this is clamped. Okay. Aligned free. The free handle. The handles can be moved completely independently and thus can result in sharp change of direction. The two handles of the curve in the aligned free handles are locked together to always point in exactly opposite directions. XY coordinates of selecting control point, delete X. Shortcut is X, remove the selected control point, copy paste, okay, search. Menu search, a part of the operator names, the pop-up allows show the menus where they are located, okay. Menu search pop-up lets you search Blender's interface for a certain operation and execute it. Cool. First, narrow down the list by typing the part of the operator's name. Menu search reference mode, all modes, menu edit modes, shortcut F3. The menu search pop-up lets you search Blender's interface and where they are, so it's possible to know also where they are. The spacebar action option in the preferences. See also operator search. When the developer extras are activated, the operator search can be accessed from the edit menu. Okay, that's in the developer extras. Nodes. Are we really here now? So here's the introduction for nodes. 3 hours 15 in the stream. Let's say that I go outside of this, get this into full screen. So where are we now? The nodes, user interface. This is all in the section user interface, and after that, so nodes are, if I collapse it, we are at the end of the user interface, the last quarter, but we came into the subsection of nodes. I will take an overview of it, introduction. For nodes, if I click the nodes, it has its own list, introduction. Okay. Blender contains different node-based editors for different purposes. This section only explains how to work with nodes in general. Contains different node-based editors with different purposes. So this section only explains how to work with nodes in general. The list below shows the different type of nodes and where they are documented. Name and so on. What day is it in each day of the Blender calendar? So this is me, Eddy. I'm your host. Loves you most. Even you. Signing out. Thanks for stopping by.